Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Motivation Monday. I good morning. Am I there? There we are. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Motivation Monday. I this motivation. I hope y'all doing good. Happy World Kindness Day. I was not going to do a video today because for a number of reasons, and I'll explain that to you guys here in a minute. But I felt the need that I should just go ahead and still do it today. Today is World Kindness Day. I want to give you guys some updates on what we're doing. I wanted to share some very transparent moments and some things with you all. And I specifically want to speak to those of you who are caregivers and have a lot. I am in my living room. As you can see, I am comfortable. I'm under a blanket. I am technically on bed rest for another few days. So I'll tell you all about that. Long story short, until my doctor tells me that I'm off bed rest. So, but before we get into it, you know what we do. I normally have my Dunkin', but today I just made my own coffee today. I'm also drinking some tea. Got this cup from UDF a long time ago, and I have some tea in here, and it's so good. It's green tea, and this is, of course, my decaf coffee, which, as you guys know, decaffeinated coffee is probably not really good for you. You know, it's not as good as, you know, I guess. Oh, great. My husband's calling me. Okay, guys, I will be right back. Hey, everybody. I am back. Let me straighten this. Hold on one second. There we go. Let me get this back in order. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I think that's where I was. Sorry, my husband called and I have to take his call. I don't care what I'm doing. I have to stop and take his call. So as I was saying, I am drinking my tea this morning, and I have made coffee. I did not go to Dunkin' today. I am sitting here in my very comfortable living room. I rarely come down here. Rarely do I sit here in my living room. I love my living room. I love, you know, I've designed it really well. You know, all from scratch from, as you know, we had a fire. And this past weekend was the anniversary of our fire. So our fire was in 2021, November 2021. So this marked 2 years since we lost everything. And I am still trying to rebuild. Like, you just never fully, because, you know, you have things, you know, but it's a lot of, you lose not just things, you lose your financial situation completely changes. So you have to kind of start from scratch. Anyway, don't want to dwell on that because that's not what this video is about, but I did want to acknowledge that. A shout out to my Bengals. I'm wearing my Bengals earrings this morning. And they did not win yesterday, but good game, guys. You know, there are people who, when your team doesn't win, you write them off. If you're a fan, you're a diehard fan. You're not a fair weather fan. You're a fan till the very end. So anyway, please say hi to me. When you come in, as you guys know, sometimes I can see, but sometimes I can't. I decided not to use my microphone this time. On here, I'm using my laptop. I told you I'm going to start using my laptop. I actually have I have a GoPro. I have of course, my iPhone. But I like, you know, I'm going to kind of experiment with this a little bit more. And, you know, just kind of, I think it kind of looks pretty good as far as the way it looks when you are posting on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, if you don't follow me, please do. Please like, subscribe, and share. As I said earlier, guys, you know, I am technically on bed rest. I am on bed rest. I had a health scare. And before I get into that, just again want to remind you guys that today is World Kindness Day. So please, I've go to our Facebook page. the Reese Spencer Foundation. There's a post there. There's a link to our Cash App, our Zelle, and our GoFundMe. And we are going to keep doing this project. We have a project that we're doing for the next year. We have two that we're doing for the next year. And we always take a new project every year. So fiscally, we set a budget of what we would like to raise, money we'd like to raise for the fiscal year. So now we've just entered the fiscal year of 2023 to 2024. I'm sorry, 2023 to 2024. Yes, it started June 2023 and it will end June 2024. Yes, so sorry, y'all. Those of you who know who run organizations, you get it. You understand. And those money people, you understand. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, we are in the process of doing something. Someone asked me, hey, do you guys have your 501c3? It is in the making for that. We remind you, I have other nonprofits that I've had. This organization is new. The Reese Spencer Foundation is new, although I've kind of carried over a lot of the mission statements and some of the, the things that we want to do for, to continue doing because of Urban Partners for Autism, which I've had since 2005, I think it was. We formed that. It was right before Khalil was born. So I had it for a long time. And then, of course, I had another organization, which is still kind of out there, I'm not using, and that's Community Connections in Cincinnati. So under CCS Cincinnati, I was doing some other programming and decided that I wanted my focus to be autism because, you guys, that's my life. That is, having 4 kids on the spectrum and having special needs children, that's your life. It becomes your life. So, I can give great advice and help and I've lived it. So that's why I did that. So again, today is World Kindness Day. Please don't forget to give if you can. If you have an organization that wants to identify another organization to give to, please consider us. We are tax exempt, so you can still write it off on your taxes, okay? You may not get a larger return in some cases, but again, we're in the process of doing that. As soon as that comes about, we will let you guys know and move from there. So as I said earlier, this is going to be a very, very, very short video. I've, again, posted links on my page. I've posted links on my other pages so you guys can see what we're doing as far as the Reese Spencer Foundation is concerned. So I wanted to do, again, I was not going to do this video, but I felt like I needed to because in the process of me going through what I went through recently, God spoke to me very clearly about some things. And let me go back to when I returned from Ghana, West Africa. So I have made that trip on many occasions. Never had a problem. I know how to fly. I know how to fly internationally. I've done it. I know what I'm supposed to do. It is what it is, right? So, however, this trip coming back, I did not get a move around a whole lot. And the reason that was because when I was in Ghana, it was a rainy season. So I stayed in the house a lot while I was there, which typically is not what we do. We usually are able to get out, do what we do, walk around, serve the people there with our nonprofit. And then my husband spent our time together, just doing normal things, shopping, whatever, moving around. I didn't get to do that this trip. I just, and you guys know I'm in Ghana typically between 2 to 3 months at a time. And I just didn't get a chance to do it. So sat around very stagnant, just didn't get mobile that much at all. That made a big difference for me. I'm a big girl. I have to keep it moving. So, and praise God, thank God for medication because I can talk today and I can breathe better. But anyway, so got home on the 2nd, and that was a Thursday. Got home on Thursday. No, I guess the 2nd. Yeah, 2nd was Thursday. Friday, I slept because of jet lag. Saturday, I was up. Now, Friday, I had been feeling really bad starting on Friday, but I just thought it was just jet lag. And normally, even with that, I do get a little jet lag coming back, but I sleep really well, and I'm able to recover and kind of move around, about what I'm doing. This time was completely different. This time, I just could not get it together, and it was so weird. And I felt strange, and I already have some other things going on that I knew what was wrong. Not that was wrong, but, I knew what the condition was. But, I just couldn't function. and couldn't figure out what was going on. So I just went about my day, did my Saturday stuff. I talked to you guys on Monday. And I was so sick that day. And I said, okay, well, I'm just going to do it because I'm the type of person, I like to keep things moving. I just keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Regardless of how I'm feeling, I just keep it moving. Just keep it moving, right? And even with that, with keeping it moving, you run into overdoing it and not really taking care of yourself. And you got to listen to your body. But I listened. This time I did listen. I stayed in bed quite a bit, trying to recover from whatever this was that was bothering me. And so went to church on Sunday, spent a little time with the kids. Monday rolled around, I was feeling even worse. Tuesday, I said, okay, that's enough. I emailed my doctor. I said, listen, I just got back from Ghana. I just flew in. I'm just not feeling well. I said, it could be jet lag, but I can't breathe. I said, I'm having problems breathing and didn't understand what was going on. And this is all such a quick turnaround of events that happened. So she said, okay, well, you need to get in immediately, call the office and make an appointment. She says, we have another associate. No, so I emailed her back. I said, hey, I went to my chart. You don't have any space until January. Now, just imagine had I waited till January. But anyway. And she said, well, you need to get in because we have another associate, a new associate. She's great. You'll like her, and she'll know we'll talk. I said, okay, no problem. Let me get in. So I called the office and they said, oh, we can get you into a Friday. This was Tuesday. So I get another email, my chart from my doctor's nurse. She says, hi, Kim, it's Tracy. You need to get in now. So I've just changed your appointment. Can you come in on Wednesday? Sure, I absolutely can. And so I went in, saw this great. She was great. She was great. I was having one of the worst days. And I'm going to say this to you guys. I'm going to share some things with you. Again, this is a very transparent moment. Caregiving is hard. Caregiving is even harder when you have children with special needs because they really cannot fully express themselves in the way that you would need them to so you can understand what they're dealing with. And I have a son who is semi-nonverbal. So he communicates sometimes through text message. But even with that, he won't talk. So I don't know what he's dealing with or what's going on with him a lot of times. And he can be, what I feel, a little defiant because he is considered an adult who wants his independence, but he can't. He can't do it. So, long story short, went in. I was just stressed that day. He was late for work. I tried to have him come on, Sanford, you got to go to work, come on. And he wouldn't come out the house. And I just started crying and it was just a much. I wasn't feeling well. I came back home to a pile of stuff, of paperwork and stuff that needed to be done and phone calls and emails and Zoom meetings and therapy sessions for the kids. It was just so much. And I told my husband, I said, I cannot handle this. I can't handle this. So it just got rough. When I tell you it was rough, by the time I got to the doctor, I was in tears. Just crying. And so she came in, the doctor came in. She said, sweetheart, first of all, they couldn't get the blood pressure cuff to work right. So I had to wait for the automated one. They finally brought it in. And she said, can I get you something? This is the doctor. It's not the nurse. The nurse is taking my blood pressure, my vitals. But, she was asking me questions. She was like, are you feeling suicidal? I was like, no, I'm just sad. I'm tired. I'm really emotional right now. I don't know why. And now I know why, but I couldn't understand what was going on. So she went ahead and she said, well, let me figure this out. So I was sitting in there for a little while trying to figure out, until they could get it figured out to get my blood pressure done. So finally got that done. And she came in with a cup of water, the doctor. She says, I'll be back in a minute. Can I get you something to drink? And I said, I would love some water. She went and got me this nice big glass of water from their purified water system. It was the best cup of water ever because I needed some care. I needed some TLC at that moment. And it was so difficult. And so she said, okay, your lungs sound pretty clear, but your blood pressure looks okay as well. But she says, let's do some blood work, because I just don't feel like we're getting all we need to see. And I said, okay. And I explained to her, what's going on with my husband and I discussed and all that. Got the blood work done. The next morning at 7 a.m., she called me. She says, I need you to get to the hospital immediately. And I'm like, okay. She says, we did all the blood work. Most of the blood work came back normal, but one in particular did not come back normal. It is very high for blood clots. I said, okay. She said, either I need you to get there. So I was going to go to ProScan, just one of these places. And I said, no, let me just go in, because I know, it's going to, that was Wednesday. Yes. That was Wednesday, Thursday. Yes. And so I got there. She had ordered a CT scan, and she said, I need you there. Doctor came in. They admitted me in the room, everything immediately since I got there. Got the scan done. Thankfully, Kalila has care, so I have to worry about her. So anyway, so make a long story short, they did the CT scan and found out that not only did I have a lot of gunk going on in my lungs, I had a very, very small clot in my lungs. This was just last week. So, to make a long story short, I'm on a lot of medication. I am on steroids, I'm on antibiotics, I'm on other medication. And I have another situation that I'm dealing with, so I can only take certain types of medications. So, sorry guys. He and I have things that we're doing. So, anyway, I say all this to say, I am thankful that I listened to my body. And I'm thankful that I was able to catch this issue. Thankful it was very small. So as you can, if you guys know, you have to be on blood thinners, things like that. You have to be on other medications. I'm thankful that I was able to catch it. I'm thankful that I need to remember that I have to take care of myself. And I am a forever caregiver. I will always be a caregiver. It'll be something that it's just a part of my life. It's the hand I was dealt. I was given children with needs, and they're not going to go away. And so they're my responsibility. I brought them into this world, and I'm responsible for them. Unfortunately, my former husband has died, so he can't really help with that situation. So, I do it by myself mostly, and my husband isn't here. So anyway, I wanted to again share this experience with you guys. Now I'm gonna tell you what I did do and I shouldn't have done. This is what I did do, but I had committed to it. I was feeling better. I was there in the hospital. I got home. I spent all day Saturday in the bed. I was fine. I could breathe. The medication worked very quickly. I was moving around. I actually, even Saturday morning, I went out with my daughter and got I do grocery pickup. I did that and came back home, got in the bed, and I really felt great. So Sunday, yesterday, I was scheduled to sing at church, and so I felt great. I said, I can breathe, and I did struggle with singing, because it's praise and worship. It's high, low, it comes down. But I did struggle a little bit with singing. I did a lot of what we call ice skating, and thank God that my mic isn't that loud anyway, in the house, and there are other singers that you can hear more. So I kind of ice skated. So I sang, but I was reserved a lot of my air, so I was okay. And then I came right home and got in the bed, and I've been in the bed and just bed rest. I'm just down here today. So I just wanted to share with you all, you got to take care of yourself. In the midst of me recovering, and I was listening to praise and worship music and just kind of spending time with God, and I found that God was speaking to me very clearly and said to go back to where I was. Go back to where you first met me. So what I had, the struggles and some of the stresses that I was dealing with. See, the whole point of me sharing this with you all is when you have stresses in life, you have a lot on your plate, it affects your body. Yes, the clock came from me, flying, those 10 hours and not, having great circulation and all this stuff. But I think that, we sometimes forget and we ignore those signs. So I'm just thankful. Like, yesterday I just praised God, just like not at a level if I weren't on stage, but I kind of held back. But I just decided that I was continuing to give God praise, and God showed me to give those things to Him and to come back to where I first met Him. So those of you who are Christian, who had an experience with God, you remember how it felt when you first gave your life to Christ, in that moment, how you felt and how you felt like you were just born again and all of that. Remember how that felt? Remember, and you were probably, depending on what you were, some people rededicate their lives, whatever. But remember how that felt, that feeling? That's what I'm saying. It's like God was telling me, so as I was in that time of worship and everything, a song leader who in the 90s who we used to follow is Ron Canoli, and his video came on, his very first video that he had put out when he became a very, very well-known praise and worship leader. And I was like, okay, before Maverick City Music, before Tribal, before Hillsong United, before Kirk Franklin, before Israel Houghton, before all those people was Ron Canoli. And I felt like God was speaking to me and saying, come back to this point. Get back to where you were when you first met me. Get back to that spot where you sought me for everything. Get back to that place to where you loved me so much and you loved yourself. And you wanted to do better. That's why I feel like God was speaking to me. And I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I'm going to do a rededication. And just really, when I say rededication, I haven't left God, but just to renew and to refocus on my purpose in this life. Because this situation with this little blood clot could have gone a whole different way. So, Reese's Pieces, that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. Just remember to take care of yourself and listen to yourself. But also, if you're overwhelmed and you're stressed, take a break and go back to where you used to be. Okay? Take a break and step back. Yes, hey, sis, how you? Yes, intentionality, absolutely. Take a break to step back and get back to where the foundations. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I believe that's what God is saying. Get back to the foundations of where you met God and where you learned what it was to be who you are, and where you learn to connect with Him, where you learn to pray, and when you learn to worship. Get back to that, because sometimes we get so busy and life comes at us in so many different directions that we forget to do that. And we get away from that, farther away from it. And we do that, we're getting farther and farther away from God as well. Because it's in God that we find our identity. It's in God that who we are. It's in God, And so if you move away from God, you're going to forget who you are. You're going to forget your focus. You're going to forget what you should be doing, in life. So, all right, Reese's Pieces, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm going to get back in the bed. I still have work to do, but I can do it from my bed, so that's great. But remember to love on yourself, listen to yourself, listen to God, step back, regroup, revamp, and get back to that place where you knew where you were going and you knew who you were and you found what you needed. Okay? All right, I love you so much. Have an awesome rest of your day. Have an awesome rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.